welcome to part 2 of the build. Part 1, we built the frame, built the battery tray. The battery's been sitting in this thing now for a couple days, so it's going to fall out anytime soon. Take that out in a minute. We're going to put the Manager 30 in. We're going to put the ARB compressor in. On the FJ, about this big. This is about 3-4 times larger. This is only part of the system. There's battery part that plugs into the battery to monitor its power supply. There's a monitor panel that goes on, a bunch of stuff. So I got to place this thing up here. I also place it not too close to the edge so we can connect its cable in. So what I got to do now, the big thing is I got to do is I got to read the manual, make sure I got the right clearances. Laying foot like this is ideal. I'm not going to place it like that. I'm probably going to place it on its side. I got to check because there's so much clearance it needs from the top to have adequate airflow around it. So next thing you'll see me looking at the manual. Okay, looking at the manual. It's saying I have to have 4 inches of clearance, don't exceed 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So drop this down a little bit. And I might actually put this flat the more I think about it. Because if I put it flat, it'll take up actually less space in my grand scheme of things. Because I want to put it in almost like a little cubby so I can't get material and stuff like that built up on it. I've been going back and forth against that. So, ideal is in the flat plane, either on the side or on its belly. I'm tempted to do it actually on its belly. Acceptable, vertical. Do not plant it upside down because heat sinks don't work. Basic layout of what's going to happen. So I'm going to bring power into the Manager 30. Then there'll be a battery system, battery manager. This is now my secondary battery. Then for my secondary battery, I'll have everything else running. Nothing trade secret about this stuff. You can get the PDF off their website. Longer than normal stick out for the stinger. That should work pretty well. Okay, a couple takeaways from welding aluminum so far. The stock settings on the machine were kind of conservative. I guess they didn't want you to dump too much wire in, but it was causing, I could actually watch the filler go right back up to the nozzle and keep feeding it back. Bumping up to 310, it's staying outside of the actual weld area. Like it's outside of the nozzle, it's welding more consistently. It's all ribbed. For your pleasure, right? We're at 3 inches. So that puts us at 7 inches down where this needs to be. 7 inches down. Seven inches down from the top of this puts me at here, but I might account for the 1 inch here, so I got to drop it down to one more inch. Should be 8 inches down. Once again, I'm not marking the weld side because if we mark the weld side, I'm going to buff it right back off and I'll lose where I'm actually marking everything. Here we are with the 2 members. They're going to hold up the Redarc. So I'm going to come over here with a piece of angle aluminum, just imagine speed angle, going across, but I'm actually going to cope out this corner here rested on top. That lets me position exactly where I want it. I can mark it, unbolt the Redarc, and then weld it up. Okay, one thing I've noticed, this is shrunk in 1/8 of an inch, so I'm going to put in one 12-inch member right here to bump this thing back out. We'll do that first. So here we are. The angle sits, copes down, copes around, so I'll weld the inside, so I'll lock it in. Put my bolts here and here. Redarc is mounted. I didn't record the actual drilling of the holes. I figured that wasn't too noteworthy. And I'm done. I'm going to bash myself in the side of the head like I did when I was drilling on the steel. This aluminum's relatively soft, but just put 4 bolts in there, just not bolted down to see how it fits. It's roughly centered. I have it a little bit justified to the back because I want to be able to run cables on this side. A little more room. Plenty of room above it. Nothing's going to go there. Nothing's even going to go back here. I might put a little bit of a wire away here to guide wires going down. But that's the goal, guys. It's going to sit right here, drop straight down to the battery, and then have all the other power management over here. So this side, realistically, probably won't have any real storage over it. It's going to be all power management. This side's going to have the compressor and some recovery gear storage. So the compressor I'm going to mount high as I can to get some storage area low, and I'll even put like a shelf down there to make sure stuff doesn't go up there. But I might even go as far as putting a barrier against this to kind of prevent things to run up against the battery. I'm going to go across, and then I'm going to bring 2 beams across this way to catch. Then on either side of the beam, I'll have angled tabs to bolt to. That's my plan. Then I'll have the actual on-off switch right here. So what we'll do, open door, turn on switch, use air, done using it, turn it off.
multiple rulers for different jobs. I'm going to use metric because this is made in Australia. So metric. I'm probably going to land on 1 3/4-ish or 45 millimeters. I'm going to move 45 millimeters. So I made a critical error. I didn't make the whole patterns the same. Maybe something like that. Actually, this might be actually lined up pretty well. I might be elongating some holes to make this fit. I was about 1 millimeter off my dimensions. Another mistake. The ARB was nice and sent me a full-size template to drill it where it needs to be drilled. I have lost that, so let's see if it all fits. The hardware they gave me is only a 4 count for 8 bolts, so it looks like I'm only bolting the outside, which might be a blessing because I might only have 4 good bolts. I'm not putting the lock washers or washers on right now, mostly because I don't care about them. I'll care about them in final assembly for just mock up and make sure we have right fitment. I don't care about washers. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. So this is saying some interesting stuff. This is basically saying you need 1 bolt in each one of these, A, B, or C. So I have 1 bolt, I have 1 on the outer edge of both those, outer edge of all of them. So I should be fulfilling my requirement. Not wearing leather shoes. Went straight through my shoe. Went straight through my shoe. That hurt. My toes hurt. Okay, so it's been, you guys blink of a scene, but it's been over a week. We've gone camping, we've come back, and finally start to work on finishing this thing up. This has been positioned so the compressor can fit. This has been positioned for the Redarc Manager 30 can fit. That's been positioned so the battery can fit. I need to make some bracing here for the panel, and then bring a beam across so I can put a shelf in. Let's do it to it. Next thing I do is put the battery back up there and figure my height I need for that. Last thing I'm going to make this into short, but I'm going to use first by my 4 pieces. Not positioned, but just pre-staged. Anyway.
stuff out of the way, drop the battery in, get a good measurement. I want it close, but not too close. So I don't want it just arcing. That'd be a really, really bad day. So I'm gonna make this shelf removable. It's gonna sit on top with the angle and bolt in. So if you want to do it to remove this, I can actually just pull the whole thing out. I'll probably even go as far as make a piece that pushes down onto this, act as like a secondary strap, and then the shelf will also act as a holding device on top of the strap, which you can use. So we're looking at 10 inches bare minimum. So I'm gonna go 11 and a half. That's 11 and a half to the bottom of this. That'll give me an inch and change for clearance on that. Then I have another sheet of aluminum. I'm gonna put a panel here. And then I can just screw in, drill and tap, no more welding for all my electrical components. I've decided that this side is gonna just have a door. You can see that? Yeah. Have a door going to here over. Leave this open. This will be my 110 port. And I might even have an air port over here. This door won't be open that often. So what I'll do is I'll run the Manager 30 mount to the other side. So we have compressor. Also, this is the passenger side is the side that's going to be used the most. I figure if we're at a campsite, we'll be accessing the passenger side because that's also where the camper access will be. I think that's about the size I want. Place it right there. We're going to strip straight down. Let me drill and tap anywhere I need to get it to line the stuff up, lay it out. So what I'll do is I'll take, figure out what my sheet is, cut it, that's my panel, and then I'm just going to lay it down, lay out all my electronics in it, then put it up there. Late, I want to set all my doors at the same time. What? You got dinosaurs now?
I'm trying to finish these goals.
I don't want either, Harvey. My hands are really dirty. So I cut that much off. And now we got ourselves a perfect fit. We'll mark where the cross members are. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to get some number 10 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Anchor it up. But it's 8:30. I'm going to call it a day right now. We'll get to this tomorrow.